Well, good afternoon again. It's good to be here. Been doing some thinking this morning. Been seeing a lot of posts on Facebook and things, and there was just something that I was reading on, and maybe the reason why I do what I do is because right now there's no active ministry going on, and I like to stay on top of the Bible. I don't want to get to the point where I begin to look away. I want to continue to look and keep my eyes in the book. There are a lot of things I don't understand. I was reading in Genesis chapter 7 about where God was telling Noah to get ready to get the animals into the Ark of Safety. I think there's a lot of people today that they're not too awful concerned about the Ark of Safety. The Ark is where it keeps the water out, but it also can allow the water in. But it says in verse number 4, it says, "For yet 7 days I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth." Now he was telling Noah that, look, in 7 days. So this gives me the impression that the animals was possibly have already been in the ark. It could have been that, one place said where the animals came to Noah, and then another place says where Noah went and got some of the animals. But the point that I'm making here, for yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. God was basically giving man a warning. Think of all the people that saw Noah and his family build that boat all them years. I think it was like 120 years that it took the man. It took the man 120 years to build a boat. I mean, it probably wasn't very easy spending all that time. It even actually said of his age up here, of just how old he was. But the point that I'm making is God didn't send rain right then at the moment that he told Noah that he was going to send the rain. He gave 7 days. I think that we're in a period and a pattern today of being in the seven days of grace. I think a lot of times people abuse that grace. People don't believe in eternal security because they will tell their people that they have to endure to the end. They have to endure this life. They're not really sure whether they really know the Lord or they don't know the Lord. A lot of people likes to bring swelling words. But God showed the fact that he was patient right here in verse 4. Because he told Noah 7 days. I believe the ark could have held more than just Noah and his sons and their wives and family. I believe the ark could have held some people, but nobody believed that it was going to rain. They had never experienced rain. All they experienced was the dew. But there's a place over here in verse number 10. And then it says, and it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. Now it had began to rain. And the water wasn't at the point of where the door needed to be closed. But the 7 days come and the 7 days went. And Noah's family is inside the ark. They're in the Ark of Safety. They obeyed the Lord. They just wasn't content in being religious. You know, Noah didn't try to sneak by on what God told him to do. Everything that God told him to do, he did on that ark. He could have saved a little time here and saved a little time there. But Noah listened to God. And in 7 days, the 7 days was up. Now, before in the verse we just read in verse 4, that was the announcement. And now the 7 days is over with. And now the rain is going to begin to come. And if you look up at verse 15, if you're following along, and they went into Noah, into the ark, talking about his family and animals, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. Now, you know, the Bible tells us that he shut him in. If you look at the next verse, and they that went in, male and female of all flesh, as God hath commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. The Lord closed the door. Now, we all know that. I'm not saying anything that is so highly spiritual that I'm trying to go over somebody's head, but, you know, it wouldn't have made sense for God to shut the door and the rain was already falling. Now, you know, most boats, they have doors on the side of the ship, but it's up above the waterline. But, you know, that door stayed open for 7 days. The purpose that I'm even bringing this out, God is a God of mercy. He's a God of grace. I don't think God enjoyed the fact that he had to wipe out the whole human race. I think that basically he wiped it out because God started over again. And the fact that this man here, the Bible says, was righteous. I think it even said it back here in Genesis 7, verse 1. It says, and the Lord said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. See, you think God looks for righteousness today? I think he does. I think he still looks for righteousness today. Who's in the Ark of Safety? You know, I honestly believe that we're in the 7 days of grace today. Now, you know, some people's going to say, well, you know, this is just coincidental about the virus and all this stuff. You know, no, I think that God saw this before the virus ever started. And, you know, God keeps his word. And he proclaimed to Noah here that I'm going to send water on the earth. I want you to go get the animals. I want you to go get them inside the boat. I want you to bring your family in. Because in 7 days now, the Bible says that God shut the door. So if God shut the door, he allowed the door to stay open. Could there have been innocent people that could have come in? And would the Ark of Safety would have been for them too? If they would have believed. But see, that was where the issue was. No one really believed that it was going to rain. And all of a sudden, the drops started falling from the sky. I'm sure that it just didn't start raining cats and dogs. It could have very well just got dark and started drizzling a little bit, like a northeaster, and then all of a sudden, the bottom fell out. And they had never seen water. The people had never experienced water. But now they're experiencing something that was going to change their destiny forever. They was going to lose their natural life. We got people losing their life today. It might not have nothing to do with the virus. But you know what? If you're out there today and you're not in the Ark of Safety, what saddens me more than anything else is to hear people talking this prosperity gospel and everything is good and everything is wonderful and everything is pleasant. I think it's a stink in God's nostrils. I really do. I think it's just a stink in his nostrils to watch man basically go through their own death all because they wouldn't reach out to God. God's got the door open. The Ark of Safety is still available for you because the time is going to come, and it could be 7 days, that he's going to come back and he's going to close the door. And when he closes the door, that's going to be it. And nobody else is getting in. Don't wait for that time to come. Don't wait and keep waiting and say, I got tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. No, you don't. You don't have a promise of tomorrow. Look for the ark today.